The day Kael lost everything, he thought his life had ended. Looking back years later, he would quietly say it was the day his real life began. He wasn't crying. He wasn't shouting. He simply sat alone in the empty office where he had spent 10 years chasing a future he believed would finally make him enough. The desks had been cleared. The last employee had already left. His phone, once restless with calls and messages, lay silent beside him. His relationship had slipped away months before. His savings had almost disappeared. Yet none of those losses hurt as deeply as the question that echoed through the quiet room. If I couldn't protect the life I built, what kind of man am I? Every morning he woke hoping yesterday had only been a nightmare. Every afternoon he smiled just enough to convince strangers he was fine. Every night he stared into the darkness, wondering whether life had quietly moved on without him. And yet, whenever someone later asked him how he rebuilt everything he had lost, his answer always sounded impossible. Everything beautiful began the day it all fell apart. In those days, survival looked ordinary from the outside. A cup of coffee grew cold before he finished it. Emails arrived carrying only rejection. Bills stayed unopened on the kitchen table. Friends celebrated promotions while he quietly pressed the heart icon beneath their photos. His parents told him to keep believing. Social media whispered that everyone else had found a secret except him. He wasn't afraid of being poor. He was afraid that this broken version of himself would last forever. One gray morning along the northern coast, with the sea wind carrying the scent of salt through narrow stone streets, Kael walked beyond the harbor, beyond the last cottages, and into an ancient pine forest overlooking the cliffs. He hoped the silence outside might finally quiet the storm within. Instead, he found something he couldn't explain. An old man stood alone on the winding forest path, calmly sweeping fallen pine needles into neat little circles while the wind patiently scattered them across the stones again. He looked as though he had been carved from the forest itself. His silver hair rested lightly on his shoulders, moving gently with the sea breeze. Deep lines crossed his weathered face, not like marks of suffering, but like quiet rivers shaped by many peaceful years. He wore a faded wool coat the color of driftwood, sturdy leather boots darkened by countless seasons, and his movements carried no urgency at all. Every sweep of the broom was slow, deliberate, almost graceful. What unsettled Kael wasn't the old man's age. It was his peace. He swept each new leaf as though the wind were not his enemy, but an old friend with whom he had long ago stopped arguing. Kael stood without saying a word. The old man did not look up. He simply kept sweeping the leaves, one slow stroke at a time. The wind carried a fresh handful across the path. The old man swept again. There was no sign of anger. No sign of hurry. It was as if he had all the time in the world. For a long moment, only the sound of the broom filled the forest. Something inside Kael began to break. Not the loud kind of breaking that people notice. The quiet kind. The kind that happens after pretending to be strong for too long. His shoulders fell. His eyes filled with tears he had spent months holding back. "I've tried everything," he said softly. "I worked harder. I woke up earlier. I watched videos that promised a better life. I told myself to stay positive. I kept smiling, even when I wanted to disappear." He let out a slow breath. "But every day feels heavier than the one before." His voice shook. "I lost my business. I lost the woman I wanted to marry. And somewhere along the way." He looked down at his empty hands. "I think I lost myself too." The words hung in the cool air. No birds sang. Even the trees seemed to listen. The truth he had been hiding from everyone finally escaped his lips. "I don't know how to become myself again." The old man stopped sweeping. For the first time, he lifted his head. His eyes were calm, clear, and gentle, like the sea on a still morning. They held no pity. No surprise. only the quiet look of someone who had seen many storms come and go. He rested both hands on the wooden broom and studied Kael for a moment. Then he asked, almost as gently as the wind moving through the pines. "Who told you that the man you're trying to become?" He paused, letting the silence finish half the lesson. "Is the one who needs saving?" Kael searched the old man's face, hoping another answer would follow. None came. The old man simply smiled, picked up a single brown leaf from the path, and let the wind carry it away. Then he looked back at Kael. "Tell me," he said softly, "if your house caught fire, what would you save first?" Kael frowned. "I don't understand." The old man nodded. "Would you rescue the walls?" He paused. "Or the people inside?" Kael answered without thinking. "The people." "Of course," the old man said. "Walls can be built again." His gentle eyes rested on Kael. "So why have you spent so much time trying to save the walls of your life, while forgetting the man who lived inside them?" The question settled deep inside Kael. Before he could reply, the old man began walking slowly along the path. Kael followed. After a few quiet moments, the old man stopped beside the smooth skin of a young pine tree. "Have you ever seen a snake that refuses to leave its old skin behind?" Kael shook his head. "It cannot grow," the old man said. "The skin that once protected it becomes the very thing that traps it." He looked toward the trees reaching high into the gray sky. "Sometimes we suffer, not because life is cruel, but because we keep trying to fit inside a life we have already outgrown." Kael lowered his eyes. Those words felt strangely true. The old man walked again until they reached a small clearing where the cold wind carried the smell of the sea. He lifted his hand toward the bare branches around them. "What if winter never came?" he asked. "There would be no spring," Kael answered quietly. The old man smiled. "Then why do you expect your life to bloom, without first allowing one season to end?" For the first time in many months, Kael did not rush to defend his pain. He did not argue. He did not search for another excuse. He simply stood there, listening to the wind through the trees, wondering if the answers he had chased for years had been hidden inside better questions. The old man continued down a narrow path until they reached a place where the trees suddenly opened to the sky. Beyond them lay a wide stretch of blackened earth. Tall trunks stood like quiet shadows. Their bark was burned. Their branches were bare. Kael looked at the ruined forest and shook his head. "It must have been beautiful once." The old man smiled. "It still is." Kael looked at him in surprise. The old man knelt and brushed away a thin layer of ash. Tiny green shoots were pushing through the dark ground. "Many years ago," he said, "fire passed through this forest." He gently touched one of the small plants. Most people only remember what the fire destroyed. He looked into Kael's eyes. But some seeds never open until they feel great heat. He paused, letting the wind finish the thought. "What if your pain is not destroying your future?" His voice became almost a whisper. "But opening it?" Kael stood very still. For the first time, he wondered if he had been fighting the very thing that might one day help him grow. They walked farther until they came to a small stone well. Beside it sat an old clay pot with long cracks running down its sides. The old man filled it with water. As he carried it across the grass, water slipped through every crack. Kael watched quietly. By the time they reached the end of the path, the pot was almost empty. The old man pointed behind them. He smiled. "Tell me, Kael. Is this pot broken? Or is it serving a purpose you cannot yet see?" Kael had no answer. At last they reached the edge of the cliffs where a river met the sea. The water flowed around every rock without noise or anger. "It never fights," Kael said. "No," the old man replied. "Yet year after year, it shapes stone." He looked toward the moving water. What becomes stronger? He let the question rest between them. Force or patience? As the river flowed toward the sea, something inside Kael began to flow with it. For the first time, he wondered if success had never been about holding on. Perhaps it had always been about learning how to grow through what could not be stopped. The forest slowly grew dark. The old man looked toward the narrow path leading away from the cliffs. "It is a long walk back to the city," he said with a gentle smile. "My cottage is just beyond those pines. You are welcome to stay until morning." Kael hesitated for only a moment. For the first time in many months, he felt no need to rush anywhere. That evening they shared warm bread, simple soup, and quiet silence beside a small fire. They spoke very little. The lessons of the day needed no more words. When dawn finally arrived, they stepped outside together. They stayed by the cliffs until the first light of morning touched the sea. The old man watched the sunrise without speaking. Kael stood beside him. He felt different. Not because his problems had disappeared. But the heavy weight inside his chest no longer felt impossible to carry. The old man smiled as the sun rose above the water. "Do you see the sun?" he asked. Kael nodded. "It never fights the night. It simply rises." They stood in silence for a while longer. Then the old man turned toward him. "Kael," he said gently, "when people lose something, they usually spend all their strength trying to get it back. Most people spend their lives rebuilding what life removed." He paused. The waves rolled softly onto the shore. Very few rebuild the person who lost it. The word settled deep inside Kael. For the first time, he saw the truth. He had spent months trying to become the man he used to be. The man with the growing business. The careful plans. The perfect future. But that man belonged to yesterday. Perhaps life was not asking him to rebuild the past. Perhaps it was inviting him to become someone wiser than he had ever been before. As the morning light spread across the sea, Kael closed his eyes and took a slow, deep breath. Nothing around him had changed. Yet everything within him had begun to. And for the first time since his world had fallen apart, he no longer feared the road ahead. He was ready to walk it, not as the man he had lost, but as the man he was becoming. For a long moment, neither of them spoke. The morning sun climbed higher above the sea, filling the cliffs with warm light. At last, Kael turned toward the old man. "Thank you," he said quietly. The old man smiled, the same gentle smile he had worn since they first met. "You do not need to thank me. The forest showed you what was always true." Kael nodded. Then, without another word, he began the long walk back toward the city. The sound of the waves slowly faded behind him. The tall pines became fewer. Soon the narrow stone streets appeared once again. By afternoon, he unlocked the door to his small apartment. Nothing had changed. The unpaid bills were still waiting on the table. The empty coffee cup still sat beside the window. His business was still gone. The rooms were still quiet. For a moment, he stood in the middle of the apartment and looked around. Only a few days earlier, this silence would have felt like failure. Now, it felt like space. He opened the windows and let the fresh sea air fill the room. Then he picked up the stack of bills. Not with fear. Not with anger. Simply with calm hands. He could not pay them all today. But he could face them today. That was enough. He wrote down one small goal for the next morning. Not 10 goals. Just one. When evening came, he sat quietly by the window and watched the last light disappear behind the rooftops. For the first time in years, he was not trying to become the man he had been before everything fell apart. He was no longer chasing the life he had lost. He was quietly building the life that stood before him. One peaceful choice. One honest step. One ordinary day at a time. And though the world around him looked exactly the same, the man living inside it had already begun to change. The days slowly turned into weeks. Each morning he made his bed. He answered one email. He applied for one new opportunity. He finished one honest piece of work. Some days felt light. Others felt heavy. But he no longer measured his life by how fast it was changing. He measured it by the peace he carried while living it. Then one afternoon, another door closed. A company that had promised him a new beginning sent a short email. They had chosen someone else. For a moment, Kael simply looked at the screen. The room was quiet. The old Kael would have felt the ground disappear beneath him. He would have called himself a failure. He would have searched for another motivational video. Kael closed the laptop. He walked to the window and watched the wind move through the trees outside. Without trying, he remembered the river. It had never fought the rocks. Yet it always found a way forward. He remembered the burned forest. Life sometimes needed fire before new growth could begin. He remembered the cracked clay pot. What looked broken could still bring life to the ground around it. A quiet smile crossed his face. Not because losing another opportunity felt good. It didn't. Disappointment still hurt. But pain no longer told him who he was. He took a slow breath. Then he opened his notebook. On a fresh page he wrote only 4 simple words. Begin again, with peace. The next morning, he sent another application. He made another phone call. He learned another skill. And in that ordinary moment, something greater than success had appeared. The miracle was not that life had finally become easy. The miracle was that Kael had become the kind of man who could walk through difficulty without losing himself. That was how Kael lived from then on. Not perfectly. Not without hard days. But with a quiet strength that no failure could take away. The seasons came and went. Years passed. Slowly, life began to grow again. New work found him. New friendships filled the empty places. The small apartment gave way to a warm home near the sea. People often asked him the same question. How did you rebuild your life after losing everything? They looked at his peaceful smile. They saw the work he had built. They saw the calm in his eyes. Like most people, they believed success had healed him. They never knew the truth. His healing had begun long before success returned. It had begun on a quiet forest path. With an old man sweeping leaves that the wind kept bringing back. It had begun the moment he stopped trying to save the life that was gone. And started rebuilding the man who remained. Whenever he remembered those days, he smiled. Not because losing everything had been easy. It had broken his heart. But because it had broken the cage he never knew he was living in. Perhaps that is how life works. Perhaps life does not fall apart to punish us. Perhaps it falls apart because some versions of us can only be born after the old ones die. So if you are walking through a season where everything seems to be falling apart, do not be too quick to believe your story is ending. Sometimes, what feels like an ending is only life making room for a wiser beginning. If this story spoke to you, kindly comment on the comments section and subscribe for more motivational stories like this video.